So, welcome everyone. Today's topic is the one who needs problems. So, we have this kind of inner being to ourselves, if you notice, that is continuously seeking out trouble. Its hobby is, so to say, to seek out problems. It goes browsing the internet for trouble, it goes looking outward, where is the trouble, what noise is disturbing me, what kind of painful feeling do I have right now in the body that is causing me pain, that is causing me discomfort. There's a problem, here's another problem, and I'm very unconcentrated, I'm also very distracted, I can't seem to be meditating properly, I've been tried for so many years and I still can't focus properly, and then so it goes on and on. Basically, the trouble seeker, the one who needs problems to survive, can be referred to as a pain body. Actually, Eckhart Tolle refers to that as a pain body, a pain being, however you want to call it. There seems to be some entity that requires problems to feel it's alive. And if there are no problems, it literally goes out seeking for them or creating them even, out of thin air. Sometimes I sit, it's very nice, very peaceful, I'm very relaxed. You just hear the breeze outside, touching the leaves of the tree, hear the fountain, it's very nice. So quiet, so peaceful. And then the mind wakes up, the conditioned mind, and it says, quite literally in my case, it flips through a variety of possible things it could worry about. And in fact, it actually demands my attention. It says, Tobi, you should be worrying about something. Now let me suggest what you should be worrying about. It wasn't always like this for me, but at this stage in my practice, at this moment, it is like that. Quite often. The mind becomes sort of, it reveals itself so clearly in such simple terms that it actually stands in front of me and begs me to worry about stuff. It says, look, this is definitely something that you could be worrying about. How about if you get really ill? What if you die? What if Pan dies? What if there's a serious problem somewhere in my skeleton? It brings up absurd stuff. Anything. Just it's like almost like begging. Please, just take anything. Here, take this. Worry about this, please. And it hasn't always been like that. I said that just before. Before it wasn't something that I would notice. Now I slowly start to notice it. And because I'm not feeding it anymore, it becomes quite obnoxious. It reveals how just crazy it actually is. And how much it requires pain to feel valid, to feel, yes, I exist. I have problems, therefore I exist. There are some people live by this motto. I have problems, therefore I am. Not I think, therefore I am, but I have problems, therefore I am. It's absurd. It's absurd if you really think about it. And we all know just how absurd it is, right? But then the next thing is, just how can I turn this off? Yeah, I know there's a problem, I know it. Just how can I get rid of it? Voila, your next problem. How can you get rid of yourself? You need to get rid of it now. It's so disturbing. I'm such a bad, flawed person. I need to get rid of it. Well, there's your next problem. It's right there. Something else to worry about. How can you be free from problems? So many spiritual people, then they come onto the spiritual path and it's now, wow, the end of suffering. And that becomes your next problem. Yeah, it's true. There's a whole lot of people who are suffering a great deal being on a spiritual path. They are suffering the spiritual path. Because it becomes a toy for the ego. When will I be pure? Hopefully I'll be pure soon. But if I come to look at my personality, it's still very flawed. I don't really like myself. Just the way I am, I don't like myself at all, actually. Hopefully soon I'll be better. Just hang in there. Hang in there. Soon. Is it the pain being? It needs that. It needs the prospect of soon you will be there. And it envisions this kind of different state that has nothing to do with your current state. It's just some sort of imagination. For some people it's paradise, and soon I'll be enlightened and all my problems will be blown away. I'll be totally peaceful and at ease. For other people it's I hope I die soon. I can't take this anymore. But whatever it is just basically being at war with truth. So what is truth? Well, this. Now. These sounds right now. These feelings. These attitudes. The anger, the desperation, the happiness, the joy. Right now, whatever it is, whatever your situation, this is truth. This moment, now. I often need to repeat that several times because people seem to believe when I say now that I refer to a general kind of, now in 2016 sort of thing. I'm referring to this second, this moment now. Does it last? Is there any moment that has lasted so far? So then, why worry? We worry because something inside of us needs to worry. That's the only reason. We don't worry because our worries somehow make sense. We worry because just we need it. We're addicted to it. Like if you have someone addicted to heroin, that person knows that I'm ruining myself, I'm destroying my health, I'm destroying my social relationships, I'm destroying my life. I know. But I need it. I need the stuff. And so we are just as addicted, we're junkies. We are pain junkies. And it is very difficult for most of us to actually realize that and to get off the drug of the mind that keeps us hooked all the time, doesn't it? We need a new dose. If we're just so happy and carefree, nice, soon enough you need another problem. And if it is just trying to capture the moment by taking a selfie or something, you can't just rest in it. It's nice. What a beautiful view. What could I do next? What problems could I talk about now? I have to post that one. And then very often also our focus when we need to express something, then it's very often also in the negative. Look, that's wrong with the world. And this is also wrong with the world. Look, this is bad, what's going on. Don't you see the news? How can you just sit and relax when there is the risk that Trump gets elected?
Yes!
How can you relax knowing that whatever it is that comes into our mind, it's just nonsense. And that nonsense is enough to stir up wars. Wars are thought made. There is no badness apart from someone thinking badness into place. There is no goodness apart from someone thinking it into place. And if it is a very powerful, influential person thinking badness into place, it's very dangerous. If an authority has not yet gained authority over their own mind, if they're still under the influence, and what do you expect? A beautiful, safe world where everyone lives happily ever after. It is utopian, isn't it? Why? Because this world is inhabited by pain addicts, by solution addicts, which is just another, it's basically just the other side of the pain addict, is the solution addict. And each new solution gives rise for the next pain that I can inject. Hey, great solution. 10 years later, I wish we wouldn't have done that. This is just the next thing to worry about. Let's straighten out the rivers. It shortens the time. 5 years later, damn those floods. We shouldn't have done that. Let's renaturalize the rivers. Happened in Germany. We're straightening the rivers, they're making a whole lot of channels so that the boats can pass faster, don't have to go left and right and left and right. So you make a shortcut, right? And now the result is flooding. Many villages are flooded. So what they do now is renaturalize the rivers. Bring it all back to the way it was before. We invent plastic. Wow, fantastic, makes things so much easier. And then we take a walk on the beach a few years later. And then we need to create devices that are collecting the plastic in the oceans. We see fishes dying by the mass. Why? Who? How comes, It's the plastic. The plastic's the culprit, isn't it? The plastic is the bad stuff. Let's get rid of the plastic. It's not the plastic, it's not the fishes, it's not the tsunamis, it's not the volcanoes, it's not planet Earth, it's not other people. It is our own addiction to pain that makes it possible to live in such a world. And so would you like to have everyone around you stop being an addict of pain? That's the addiction to pain. I wish everyone was a vegan. I wish everyone stopped buying leather. I wish everyone would just let go of their addiction to pain. Then I could be happy. But that's exactly the addiction to pain. It visualizes this utopian world in which I hopefully get born into one day. And how I get there, I don't care. Maybe I get there by meditating a lot or killing myself or doing this or doing that. But I will get there. But you are here now. Everything else is dream. We're dreaming it into place. And we're very attached to these dreams. You know, me and my dreams. It's the problematic self is dreaming up a lot of stuff about myself, about others, about the spiritual path. And it's all very problematic. Of course it is. So what to do? Well, first of all, see it. Look. In this moment, right now, see ya. Don't just see what you're looking at, but see also who is looking. Is the pain addict looking at the problematic self? Oh, I wish I wasn't so distracted. Still no bliss. Been meditating for 5 years, 10 years. Where is the bliss? The problem is not your meditation, it's more like who is meditating, that's the problem. And if the pain addict is meditating, then well, the result is just years and years of problems, but not really meditation. It looks very impressive, right? You can sit down and you can tell other people, I've been meditating since 20 years. And everyone will go, wow, 20 years, Jesus, that's a lot of time, amazing. Each day 1 hour, wow. And what did you get out of it? Well, I don't really know. I'm still practicing, I'm still a student, So I'm humble. Really, we're actually honest. We're not just humble, we might be very honest, Yeah, well, nothing much has happened. Hopefully, there will be some reward for my goodness, being a good boy. So many years, I've been a good boy for 20 years. Every day, an hour, I've been such a good boy. And I hope that one day my imaginary parents in the form of God or whatever will reward me for my goodness. That might be one aspect of the pain addict again, our psychology. So it's important, the first step is to become aware, to become awake to what is. So we need to cultivate and train mindfulness. That takes time. Give it time. Even though I'm constantly pointing to, look, it's right here, right now. Wake up. But that takes time. You need to do that a lot. Before you come to a timeless realm and a real insight into what is timeless, you have to depend on time. And that means repeating diligently the same over and over and over again with discipline. Because otherwise, sure, results will not show. So it is about sitting down every day and really devoting yourself to your practice, taking that seriously. If you want to take anything serious, take meditation practice seriously. But just don't take yourself seriously. That is trouble. Taking the self seriously means taking the pain seriously. But taking meditation practice seriously means taking the path out of pain seriously. And then really commit. And that commitment also is something that grows over time. You can't just start off and say, I'm going to be super committed to this. That's something that will grow. One day, you will be super committed to this because you have seen just how beneficial it is to drop everything and to relax. And it's such a stark contrast to how we usually live our lives that you don't have to be convinced. You don't have to convince yourself. You don't have to motivate yourself. It's just so obvious. I can sit here and worry and be really tense about the way it is.
so tense that it becomes unbearable. I'm really fighting it. And you can push yourself up into a fully blown panic attack, which is just a huge expression of full-on tension. I don't want this. I fight the way it is. I'm fully resisting truth. That is what it is. And so here we gradually learn to open ourselves up more and more, gently, but persistently, taking time, having discipline to do it. Having discipline means you're not just following your feelings. Today I wake up, I don't really feel like doing my meditation practice. Next day you're feeling fantastic, I want to sit down, I want to sit for 5 hours. Fruit, fresh fruit. Anyone wants fruit? It's very tempting. All right, so if we sit down every day regularly, regardless of how we feel, that is called discipline, because we know it's good. We don't do it because we feel like it. We know it is good, so we do it for that reason. It will eventually get me further and further away from creating my own pain. So you sit down and then you relax gradually, relaxing the body, softening, melting, enjoying, finding a little bit of joy. So here we are counteracting the habit of finding problems. Do you have some tension in your body right now? Can you notice it? Can you see it right now? What place in your body would be tense? Can you relax it a little bit? Does it feel better? If it feels a little bit better, that's how you find joy. Pretty simple. So we keep doing that, relaxing the body. Then we come into the present moment. We put down the baggage of past and future. These are huge burdens. Most of our problems are past and future based. But past and future are made by the mind, which is addicted to pain. And these are its main toys. What will happen to me? What should I do about this later? When I meet them again, how should I be like? Should I say this? Should I say that? Or how can I make sure that everybody loves me? All that, it's also very popular, right? How can I look the way so that everybody appreciates me? And of course, it's never really good enough. That's the thing, right? This is how you get your daily fix. You try, but it doesn't work. Then you can feel wonderfully bad about yourself because you have tried and it didn't work. You said exactly the right things, but nobody likes you. There it is, a problem. You don't have to starve. You don't have to starve it. I wish just everyone would be kind and peaceful. Why are people so aggressive? There you have a homemade, wonderful thing to worry about. You can worry about it for many hours if you like. Just repeat in your head. Keep repeating the thought. I wish everyone was kind and peaceful, but they are not. Look at how aggressive they are. And seeing how aggressive they all are, I wish it was different, but they're not different. They're not kind and peaceful because they're aggressive. And I wish they weren't that aggressive. Instead, It would be nice if they were kind and peaceful, but they are aggressive. And so you can go on for hours and hours and hours and days and weeks and months, and it will never end. Instead, it will get stronger. Like with any addiction, the more you consume, the more you need to worry. Do you feel that? Do you know that? That's important. And you need to see it in yourself. Just like I'm sitting here, I need to see it in myself. I need to see my own addiction to pain. I need to catch that. There it is. It's now disguised as the meditator. Or it's now disguised as the one giving a teaching, trying to please everyone in the room, trying to say the right things. Oh, I wish there was a rewind button, you know. What I just said was so silly, so stupid. Oh God, I wish I wouldn't have said that. Something like that. You know, whatever it is, there is always the habit of finding something that doesn't fit. And another funny thing here, the cat is a proof. What you don't like, you attract. It's your pain body, again, pulling into existence exactly those things that you don't want to be there. Because that's where all your attention goes. And attention pulls things into your life, into your being. Oh, I hope I don't get this problem. I hope I don't get this problem. Oh my God, if I get this problem, then that's the end. That's the end. I'll be done. There's another panic attack. I can't make it. I'll just crumble to dust. Oh my God, you know. And then so like this, and it just keeps itself alive. Watch it turn. Watch it turn. Just don't turn it. If you stop turning it, it'll stop turning. But it will still turn a little bit. It has a momentum to it, doesn't it? It's like a wheel. You turn it and then it turns for a while. It spins around and around. But if you stop giving it more pushes, it will eventually stop turning. Some wheels are huge. They have huge momentum. They're fully loaded with BS. They're heavy, you know, and stinky. And they're fast. And the tendency to keep them turning is just huge. It's such a pull to, you know, if you don't nourish your pain, it seemingly becomes louder at first. Can go on for a few months. You're not feeding into your problems, the problems seem to be becoming louder. It's not that the problems become louder, it's more that your awareness is becoming more fine-tuned. You see more through it. Your mind is becoming stronger. It's a good sign. Many people come to retreat and they say, well, God, I can't stand it, it's horrible. It's day 1, day 2, and my mind seems to fully take over. Yes, looks like it, but really your awareness grows. Your mindfulness grows. You see more clearly. You see just how unbearable that is. So by seeking what is joyful, while at the same time, so the art of relaxation, we're seeking out relaxing deeply, enjoying the meditation practice, getting some energy out of it, while at the same time training our awareness to stay wide open and to see clearly, that one too, it comes to go. And then stick to that. Look, it arises and it passes. Say you worry about your friends. Why are they so negative? Now you see, there is worrying goes on, worrying is like this, and you just watch it, suddenly it just stops. It runs out of fuel. It can't sustain itself. You can try. You can try to sustain it. If you're freaking out, oh my God, oh God, what's happening to me? Try to sustain it. Stay Stay, keep freaking out. Does it work? For how long can you do this? For how long can you keep it off? Would you still sit around there in 1 hour and still go like, oh my God, it's coming for me, and then what will happen with me? After 2 hours, still the same? Oh God, it's coming for me. It's not like that. You quickly get bored. Because as soon as you try to sustain it, you're opening up to it. You're allowing it. It's not anymore part of your enemy list. You can put down your gun and say, so, you've been looking like you've been my enemy for many years now. Sit down at the table, I just want to get to know you a little bit. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? So you're going to apply for the job, the housemate of panic, the lord of depression. So tell me, what are your qualifications? Reveal yourself. Show who you really are. If you're very daring, you go throw your best punch. Right here. Sometimes delusions get so strong, so overwhelming, then all we can do is then just tell them, all right, then kill me. And wait. What will happen? What do you think? Breathing heavily, Sometimes, I had panic attacks before also. You start to breathe heavily, everything starts spinning. Everything becomes very dark. You zoom into, you don't even think anymore properly. It's just a mess. It's just huge pain, really. And all you want is just run out of your body, just get out. But you cannot, right? So you're here. So in these situations, sometimes I was lying down on my bed and then just panic came, and so I felt I need to stand up, I can't take this anymore. And so I stood up and I walked a few steps and it calmed down a little bit. It was just some sort of emergency kind of fix. And so it calmed down a little bit, and then I would just sit down and say, well, then take me. It's difficult. You need to have a kind of a game plan before it hits you, because when very strong kind of delusions hit, when very strong pain hits, it's too late to kind of establish mindfulness. You need to know what to do beforehand, right? So next time it hits, next time I worry, next time I'm panicky, next time I'm anxious, I will do step 1, feel the body. Step 2, relax the body upon breathing out. For most of the time, that is already enough. Train that. Once you're getting good with that, can do the next step. But find an anchor in your body. There it is. Here's the panic. Get out of your thinking and come into your body. Feel the body. That's what's real. The truth is right here. It's the body. It feels like this. Breathing in feels like this. Breathing out, you relax. Just ever so slightly. You might not be able to relax much, but a little bit. That's already good. Small steps. Okay? So you need this kind of game plan to get out of this addiction to pain, slowly, step by step, working on it day by day. Take it one day at a time. It's that famous thing, isn't it? You say that in recovery for some people. They say, well, take it one day at a time, take one step at a time. Don't imagine yourself too far ahead, But now, do it for today, just for today. Just what is it? What's your game plan for today? Let that be enough. How many people have you been kind to today? What have you done to help others, for example? What have you given today? How have you shared your happiness? Even a small, tiny happiness.
How have you shared it? How have you magnified it? And so like this, step by step, hour by hour. So right now I'm here. Let's see what happens later. I don't really care. Now I'm here and I'm doing this. I'm doing it as good as I can. Like that. As you live like this, less and less burden, less and less heaviness, less and less clutter. As I said, some wheels are huge. Give them the time to spin out. Just stop feeding it. Then we need to learn to, at first thing, stop feeding it. Taking your hands off more and more. Mindfulness. There was one time I was on an island here before the coast of Phuket. It's the Koh Keo Pisadan, the island where there is a temple. And it's a temple of Luang Por Sua. And we were doing a meditation retreat there for 8 days. And before that retreat I was always meditating here and was going quite well. And there on the island, like nothing worked out. Nothing worked. I couldn't focus, I couldn't concentrate at all. It was kind of frustrating. So by the end of the retreat, like day 7 or something, I went to Luang Por and I asked him, I said, what is it with this island? I said, is it there's so much wind here, there seems to be so much, like how there's some energy I felt, there's some energy that creates a huge agitation in my mind, I just can't seem to focus. And he just said 2 words to me. Like some time masters, they are just very scarce in words, they don't say much. And so also he just said, no mindfulness. Mai sati. You don't have mindfulness. That's pretty much it. What that really means, also slowly I begin to discover right now. Give it time. Take your time, it's really worth it. And you will make steps, and each step will reveal something to you that is important on your path. Just keep going. That is what we require, this faith, unshakable faith. It's this path. I'm going out of suffering, that's it. I have no interest in anything else. This is why I'm alive, this is why I breathe. Just keep going. Okay? So I think that's enough for today.